I was hoping to get your thoughts on bullying. If your child is being bullied, what would you tell him or her?
This is, I guess it's a little bit of a softball for me to throw this question at me because you know what I'm going to say. Get your kid into jiu-jitsu. Get your kid into jiu-jitsu immediately. Get them in there and let them start to learn what it's like to deal with people physically. And it will build up their confidence. And it won't be a false confidence. It'll be a real confidence because they will know how to handle themselves. They will have people that are trying to take them down to the ground and trying to choke them, and they will learn to stop that from happening, and they will learn to do it to other people when warranted.
Yep.
So that's how you prevent bullying, in my opinion. You also get them to start doing pull-ups, push-ups, dips. You get them to do a little bit of boxing, maybe even a little Muay Thai. I'll tell you, at our gym, over the years, we've probably had half a dozen kids that have come in specifically because they were getting bullied at school. And every one of those cases, within 3 months, 4 months, maybe 6 months at the outset, the parents are coming to me and saying, he's not getting bullied anymore.
Yep.
And sometimes there's that incident where I've had a few students that have, and these are kids are, 10 years old, getting picked on, and all of a sudden they start training jiu-jitsu, and then one day they choke out the bully. And they never get picked on again.
Yep.
And they're confident, and they're not jerks about it. They become defenders because they know what it's like to be bullied, so they don't like to see other people get bullied.
Yep.
So I would say, get your kids into jiu-jitsu if they're getting bullied, and it will not only teach them to prevent themselves from being bullied, it will prevent them from becoming a bully.
Yeah.
Because they'll recognize what it's like and what the power of physical intimidation is, and they will not like it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would say it would help them not become a bully because a lot of stuff that goes on at home, everyone's different, everyone's family is different, but a lot of times bullies, kids that become bullies, they're bullied at home. So being a bully is just a result of something else, So yeah, jiu-jitsu, because it helps your confidence and your security as a kid. So you will feel less insecure if you're an insecure kid. So that alone is really powerful, even if you are prone to becoming a bully. And this is kind of well known. I think it's pretty well known that usually when you're bullied, like when someone's bullying someone else, even adults, it's not necessarily about beating them up and picking on them, beating them up. It's less about the physical part of it and more about just the mental power. It's a power trip. So when you learn jiu-jitsu, and man, I'm telling you, I wasn't really bullied or nothing like that, but when you start to know jiu-jitsu, you have it in your head. It's almost like you can't help but just radiate that kind of secure confidence. So if you roll in and you know jiu-jitsu now, and a bully tries to bully you, he will gather immediately. And there's programs, like specific programs having to do with jiu-jitsu called, bully proof and all these stuff. And just generally speaking, you learn this in jiu-jitsu where you just stand your ground. And you can, there's all these different ways to do it, but you call out the bully, like, are you trying to fight me right now? And just standing up to him will usually stop the bullying. Because if they bully you and you're like,
and I'll tell you this, even though a majority of the bullying is verbal or mental or psychological, it's all on the premise. All the bullying is built on the premise most of the time that I can physically beat you up, so therefore you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Occasionally you'll get some young kid, scrappy little loudmouth kid that just bullies people just on the fact that they just don't care. Right. That's a rare breed. Most bullies, they feel like they can physically win, and therefore they can mentally abuse people. And once the victim realizes, you know what, I can actually take this person out, the whole dynamic changes.
Yeah. And just that first stage of standing up to him, just even verbally, in the bully's mind, that's a little indicator. I can't really bully this guy. But some bullies, they might be like, hey, I have size advantage. This guy's just feeling a little triumphant today, and he's going to try to stand up to me. And then they'll push it. And then when you know the jiu-jitsu, you can deal with bullies really easy as a kid.
Double leg takedown, mount, slap to the faces, naked choke.
I wish I knew it when I was a little kid. It teaches you perfectly where to be and where not to be, where you just control the fight. Like it can
That's
be
true.
big and oh man, I wish I started when I was young. I wish he was around when I was young.